what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records. I'm reviewing the new Warren Haynes album. His fourth solo album, first since Ashes and Dust in 2015. And it's called Million Voices Whisper. This album came out on Friday, the 1st of November 2024. It features John Medeski on keyboards. It features Terrence Higgins on drums. Kevin Scott on bass. Kevin Scott is the newest member of Government Mule on bass. This is not a Government Mule album. Greg Osby is on saxophone. Derek Trucks is featured on 3 songs. Lucas Nelson and Jamie Johnson are featured on a song together with Warren. This is a really good album. It's an hour and 9 minutes long. It's a little bit long, maybe. There's 11 tracks. Each song is like 5 to 6 minutes long. You know, it's interesting, and I read some articles about him. This is not a jam album, but there's jamming on it. This is not a blues album, but there's blues on it. It's not a Grateful Dead type of psychedelic album, but there's some of those elements too. You know, there's kind of the perfect amount of jamming. It's hard when you're 20 albums deep in your career. Whether there's been 13 Government Mule albums, there's been 4 solo albums. He's done an album with Phil Lesh and Friends. He's done many Allman Brothers albums. I guess 4 studio albums with the Allman Brothers. You know, you're 64 years old, you're digging deep, you're putting something else out. This sounds fresh, and it gets better and better with every listen. You can see Warren there with his signature Les Paul in his tone. You know, again, there's a lot of soloing here, but there's no soloing just for the sake of soloing. This thing opens up with these changes, which features Derek Trucks, and it's a little bit of a pedestrian type of riff, but the song keeps building and building, and by the end of it, Warren and Derek are in a guitar duel that, again, sounds fresh, doesn't sound forced. It makes you miss the Allman Brothers days when they played together for a long time. It's a top track on this record that, again, when I heard it the first time, I'm like, well, this is just okay. Really gets better late on a Saturday night when you're having a few and unwinding, if you will. This album really works well in that world with a little bit of fire in it. Go Down Swinging is the next song. Again, keeping the ante up. A lot of fun on that track too. You Ain't Above Me gives you some blues, gives you some B.B. King type chirps, probably from a 335 Gibson. This Life as We Know It's next. Very good. You know, there's nothing on this record. It's adult. You start running out of things to sing about when you're happily married and you're a legendary guitar player. Where are your blues coming from at that point? You know, he doesn't try to pretend like there's some sort of fast car he needs to run out on or any kind of thing that's unusual for a guy his age. He's dealing with modern problems in modern times and modern solutions. There's lots of positivity on this record. A Day of Reckoning is next. Features Jamie Johnson and Lucas Nelson. I like the way they come in kind of on the hook. I think this song was a co-write with Jamie Johnson, who has even a smokier, deeper country voice than even Warren Haynes does. By the way, Warren Haynes' voice sounds great here in fine form. There's no weakness. There's no shrilliness. There's no difference than from 20 years ago even. The next song, Real Real Love, again features Derek Trucks, but is also a co-write from the late, great Greg Allman. This is something that Greg remembers, Warren remembers Greg showing him. There were no lyrics, just a progression and some melody, and Warren has taken that song along with Derek Trucks and made it a nice Nice track. This album is produced by Warren Haynes, but the 3 tracks that Derek Trucks are on are produced by Trucks and Haynes. Real Love is cool. But then the next song, the 7th song, Lies, 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 arrow into Monkey Dance, arrow into Lies, Lies, Lies. As jam band fans that some of you are, and as Grateful Dead and Fish fans that some of you are, we know that when we see these live bootlegs, they show arrows because there's no change. This studio track shows arrows into different songs. It's 8.5 minutes, and it's a journey. Even at the 3-minute mark, you already feel like you've been on a journey. Certainly at the 3.5-minute mark, it's funky. It's, one of the standouts. There's a couple standouts on this album for me. Kevin Scott's bass playing is fantastic on this record. More than that, though, Terrence Higgins' drumming. Terrence Higgins is in Funky Brass Jazz Band. Oh, no. Dirty Dozen Brass Band, excuse me. Dirty Dozen Jazz Band. Boy, he brings it. It's tight. It's crisp. I was noticing the drums, and I had to look it up to see who was playing on it. John Medeski's organ playing is just enough. Greg Osby, who's played in the Dead World before, is just enough sax. It's not overdone. This is a nice album that way. Everybody's contributing, but nobody's overplaying, including Warren. Lies, 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 Monkey Dance, it back into Lies, 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 a top track here if you like funky, super fly type of things. From here on out is a nice track. Same as Till the Sunshine Comes, shining through, this positive type of vibe. We're going to make it out onto the other side. Fine and in good form. Terrified's the 10th song. One of the top tracks also. Just some great building on it. Some great guitar work. Again, Warren doesn't need a Derek Trucks to fill out the guitar slot. But on the last song is a 9-minute, the longest song on it, Halls of Fortune, Future Saints. Again, featuring Derek Trucks. He talks about his blues idols, but also that he's in the halls of future saints, meaning maybe he's playing with guys that are going to be future saints or rock gods. Derek Trucks certainly being amongst those. They go back and forth. It's nice to hear them play together again. It sounds like there's more songs that they've written that maybe will show up on a future Tedeschi Trucks album. I don't know. I really like this. I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5-star review. It's an excellent record by a legend, Warren Haynes. Million Voices Whisper. Check out my channel. We do shows every day. Peace out. See ya.